So you have this idea of a funnel, right? So you're going to do some marketing, you're going to do marketing, and then you're going to send them to a funnel. The point of a funnel is they're either direct to purchase, which is you should buy, or they're going to give you an email, which is a lead magnet, or they're going to schedule a call, which the CTA is an appointment. These are the only couple of things that you can do. At every stage, there's going to be reasons why they don't trust you. So maybe they're going to buy something, maybe they're not. They say yes or no. Well, how do you overcome the trust objection? What are some ways of overcoming the trust objection? Put it in the chat. Okay, so trust objection. Yeah, testimonials, good. Todd. What else can we do? Yeah, lead magnet. A book is a version of a lead magnet. That's fine. You can have a book, which builds your authority. You're totally right. That's good. Free trial. That's de-risking it. Because if they have no risk, then it's a pretty easy decision for them. Does that make sense? Which that's what we're going to talk about with the magic trick. Yeah, warranty, basically it's called a risk reversal, which is like a money back guarantee or refundable something, or yeah, what else can we do? One is media, peer influence. This is like called social proof, which is basically kind of version of testimonials, but you could have like, pictures with high level clients. For example, I've worked with Ryan Holiday, Jocko Willink, and Ariana Huffington, and Pulitzer Prize winners like Jared Diamond, Charles Duhigg, or bestsellers like Mark Manson. You probably trust me with books because I've worked with some of the biggest authors in the world. So you're like, oh, look, it's a picture of Jonathan with Ryan Holiday. If Ryan Holiday trusts Jonathan, I probably trust Jonathan. Does that make sense? Yeah, webinar is kind of like a lead magnet. It's a little bit more advanced because you're showing your authority. It's very difficult for me to fake that I know what I'm talking about with digital marketing and AI on a call like this, right? Unless I had a presentation that someone else made for me in advance and I was just going through the slides like a robot, then maybe you don't trust me because I'm just doing a script. But this live stuff, you can't really fake it. Like I either know what I'm talking about or I don't. And if I know what I'm talking about, it's going to be obvious that I know what I'm talking about. Right. So yeah, Anna, you're right. A webinar does that. Yeah, proof numbers. Exactly, Veronica. Proof numbers. Yeah. Okay, you guys are learning good. Proof numbers. So proof numbers just means like, for example, between me and Terry, we've done over $100 million in sales and funnels. And, you're like, okay, well, I should probably trust them with funnels. Or if you were, raising capital between the two of us, we've raised $200 million on capital. In terms of software clients, between me, Alex, and Terry, we've had over 100,000 paying members for software. So anything you could imagine in this world, we have a really good resume. We've had 100,000 software members. That's what Veronica means by proof number, right? Or dozens of happy customers in Fort Lauderdale. Does that make sense? It's like whatever that may be. Yeah, Veronica, studied from a university. Yeah. So this is kind of like if, for example, if you don't have any of this and you're just starting out, okay, and you can't get a testimonial from like your friend who you did something for free, then you can arbitrage. I call this trust arbitrage, where you're arbitraging either a study or a quote from someone famous or well known that agrees with your theory or thesis. Okay. So my thesis is that you should use AI for emails. And that's my company. My company helps you with AI with emails. Well, maybe I can find a quote from someone that's talking about how AI with emails is statistically significant to improve your company. It may not have been my company, but it's a study that was done about AI in emails, so I can use that study to my advantage. Does that make sense? Is everyone following? Okay, cool. So one thing that we haven't done yet is this is where the magic trick is going to come into play. What if I just did everything for you already before you paid? Would that show you that I'm good at what I do? What if I did a magic trick and like, ta-da, you had a website, or ta-da, you had all your email sequences, or ta-da, you have a semi-functioning app, or ta-da, here's your custom 6-month social media plan. Or ta-da, here's your 90-day marathon training program that's specific to you because you have an injury in your right knee and you're 45 and this is how much you weigh and you're a vegan. And so I gave you your 90-day plan day by day. Ta-da! Would that be, if I gave that to you, depending on whatever your problem is, would you trust me? If I essentially gave you the product that you were going to buy before you bought it. So, for example, let's say you call up a local business and you said, hey, I noticed that you didn't have social media. You weren't on Instagram and you don't have a local Facebook page, which is not very good for reviews. So I went ahead and made you what I recommend for your Facebook page to look like. and a plan for how to grow your page over the course of the next 90 days so you can increase your revenue by 10%. Do you want to jump on a call and I can show it to you? I noticed that you had 4.2 star reviews, but a lot of your reviews are really good. So I feel like that's not very fair. You should probably get 4.8, 4.9. And statistically, if you do that, you're going to get 30% more business, which, at your current revenue, that's going to be worth like $100,000 for you. I made an automation for you that will automatically get you more 5-star reviews. Hey, I noticed your website is really bad, so I made a new website for you. Do you want to see it? I called your business and no one answered the phone and the voicemail wasn't good. And then also I didn't get sent anything. I have an automation that I built for you that if someone calls, there's an AI receptionist that will answer the phone and then will automatically redirect them. Do you want to do you want this? Do you want to see it? This is basically giving them the service before they purchased it. So that is a brand new thing that only really exists in the last maybe year, but really in the last 6 months. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to think of a magic trick that you can present to someone that they're like, why would you, what you want to do is you want the business owner to think, like, why would they do this for free? And the answer is we are so good at what we do and we're so fast and we have such good pattern recognition that we can see what you need and we can present to you the solution before you pay for it. Okay. And then you can look at it, you can try it on, you can test it, you can click it around, you can do it. This is like freemium, for example. And if you like it, then you can buy it. That makes sense? Your software, if you're building a software, you want to do the same thing. Okay. So software often has basically features on the side. So there's going to be different features. And when you click into a feature, there's going to be the main area. This is where you'll actually do the work for your software. You're going to have feature 1, feature 2, feature 3, feature 4, okay? You always want to have your minimum viable feature to be the first thing. And if you have a freemium model or a cheap model, you want to have the magic trick happen before they run out of time or credits. So let's say you give a 3-day free trial. You want to make it so that the magic trick of your software, they can feel it within that free trial period. Or if you have credits and usage-based fees, you want to make sure that they have enough credits for free or for the lower tier that they can feel the magic trick. Because if they get hooked on the magic trick, then they'll continue. Does that make sense? I want you guys to think about your business instead of thinking lead magnet. The answer is all of these are very good things. So you don't do this instead of having testimonials. You don't do this instead of having images with people that you've worked with. You don't do this instead of having an FAQ to answer objections. You don't, it's not that, but it's basically if you guys know Alex Hormozy, he broke the Guinness Book of World Records for the most books sold. Really smart guy, very good at business, but also kind of a philosopher. His first book was Offers So Good They Feel Stupid Saying No, or something like that. Every consumer is essentially ridiculous, and we're all spoiled brats as consumers with modern capitalism. Anything that exists in your world is so shockingly complex that it's uncomfortable how cheap everything is. It's kind of shocking. Even a number 2 pencil. If I put you out in the woods with a hatchet, how long until you could make a number 2 pencil? You probably wouldn't be able to make it in your entire lifetime. Does that make sense? Even though that's true, not to get philosophical, none of us can essentially do anything. Go out in the field, you're not going to be able to create electricity. Go out in the field, you're not going to be able to build a television. You're definitely not going to build an airplane. Like, even though our world is so comically easy compared to what it was 10,000 years ago, or even a couple hundred years ago. Nonetheless, consumers, humans, they forget about that. They become very lazy. They become very entitled. They want everything for free. It's just the way the world works. As a business owner, you have to understand that everyone, they're not grateful. They're not self-aware. Oh my God, this is amazing. I can't believe I get this for free. No, they're going to be like, well, after it's free, then I have to pay for it. And everyone, just trust me. This is the world. This is why Hormozy came up with this equation, which is kind of crazy, but it is unfortunately true because that's just the way the world is. He has this equation. He says it has to have high value. You have to say it's a massive value. You have to get it right away. Speed, like I need it now. I logged in, I didn't get my email. and this is a scam and I'm sending a review. That's the vibe of humans. Even though it was a free trial, like a lot of our one-star reviews on Trustpilot are from people that didn't even buy it. Or they got a free trial for 2 days and then left a bad review. I mean, it's like kind of shocking the level of, I'm going to get into a rant about human IQ. But anyways, you have super high value and people want it right away. They want no risk, and they also want no effort. This is Hermosi's equation. So he says, how do you make an offer so good that people feel stupid saying no? This is like a multiplication. This is actually the equation. How do you give something that's super high value multiplied by how fast you get it? Okay. Divided by how risky is it and how much effort do I need to put into it? If you can nail this, then you can scale your company. The level of human that is like an average consumer. I want all the value. I want it immediately. I don't really want to risk anything, whether it's in terms of money. And I also don't want to put in really any effort for it because like why can't you do it for me? The less the person pays you, the more annoying like this they're going to be. Clients that are like, "Oh yeah, $50,000, here's the wire. Let me know what you need from me." And then they'll just kind of let you work and do your thing. They don't even worry about it. Someone that's on like a $4 per month software is the one that's going to be like a total freak out. This is like literally, if you guys are in business, there's more complaints at your local McDonald's than at a five-star restaurant, even though they're paying way more. It's because the lower you pay, the more people expect. So my point is, this is going to be a conspiracy because this is a fact. I'm not saying this to rant about people. I'm saying as a business owner, you need to be aware of this. This is literally the psychology of people that you're going to interact with. Okay. This is as a business owner, as you scale, this is the general gist of how people think. So because of this, you need to lower. Yeah, Steve, exactly. But even if you say that, it's just like they're like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. But really, I want all three. It's just, it doesn't matter. People are not going to be self-aware. Business owners generally are a little bit better, but even then, I don't know. It's just funny. So the world is so easy. But okay, high value. So how do you give someone high value? You give it to them right away. You make it no risk for them and no effort. This is kind of what you want to do with the magic trick. When that book came out like 2 years ago, $100 million offers. This is $100 million offers. This is basically the whole book. This is the whole book is the equation. Okay. This was really difficult. And I think a lot of people complained about it because they were like, well, yeah, but the operational complexity in doing this is so shockingly difficult for most business owners that you're like, how do I do this and actually fulfill it and actually make money? Does that make sense? And that's really, one of the things that and then now his newest book, he actually talks about upsells. And anyways, it doesn't matter. But the point is that now, finally, most people can do this with a magic trick. You can do this with SuperCool and Famous, where whatever the thing is that's really high value, now with SuperCool and Famous and even Lead Falcon, you can do something that's crazy high value that 2 or 3 years ago, a video commercial, a strategy, a book, a lead magnet, a website, a user interface, a free version of the app, a free version of the software, something that's crazy high value, you can now do in like 5 minutes. So if the risk to you is 5 minutes and the upside is you get this potential client, then why not do it? Right away, now you could say, oh yeah, let me just design you a website so you can take a look at it. Give me an hour and we can meet and I'll show you. So right away, meaning like I'll make you a website in the next hour. It's like, what the hell? Who's this Veronica person? This is crazy. She's amazing. You have this right away aspect of it because of AI and these tools. There's no risk other than time. And you are going to get people that are like, I don't even want to get on a 15-minute call, but they're probably going to be annoying clients anyways. There's no financial risk because you're not making them pay for it. The effort risk is probably going to be your main thing. Because if you're like, listen, your website sucks, or your business is not doing very well, or you do have this problem, you're still unhealthy, or you're still having trouble with your marriage, or whatever the problem is that your business solves, this is really where the rubber meets the road. Even if you do something that's crazy, they're anticipating the effort. And at the end of the day, you can't really solve this problem because people are just so lazy. It is what it is. But at least you can show them that it is possible for them to not have any effort. Does that make sense? It's possible because we're so good. Look at this crazy magic trick that I did for you. It's obvious that I'm really good. It's not going to be a lot of effort for you to win. But unfortunately, even if the effort is like 1% of what it was 10 years ago, people will still not do it. And it's because, Netflix, you have unlimited entertainment for $10 a month, and Little Caesars is a $5 pizza. Everything is just so cheap and so easy nowadays. So people are hard to please. But nonetheless, this is kind of the reality. So brainstorm with me a little bit. Like, what do you guys think for magic tricks for you? Like, think of your business. Like, what's a magic trick that you can do that you give something super cool? Something that you can give to people right away that's super high value, but only takes you like 2 or 3 minutes. It de-risks it for them, and it shows that it's going to be very little effort for your client or your customer to be able to get what they want. There's not going to be no effort, but it'll be little effort. Whatever that is, this is really what your opening should be. Does that make sense? This should be the thing that you lead with to show them. So, for example, we do book launches for people. I'm big in the publishing space. I love books. They're super important to me. Everyone should be reading. I have a publishing company, and we've had 60 number one bestsellers this year. Every single person that we've had has been a number one bestseller. Okay. So we're very good at this. We do all the ghostwriting, we do the book covers, we do the publishing, we do everything for our authors. We put them on a podcast tour. It's like amazing, amazing product. And do you know what we do before they buy that service? We write their first chapter, make a book funnel for them, and we make an audio book of the first chapter. And we make them a book commercial. When they come on a call, if we think they're qualified, we make them a book funnel, okay? We show them the book funnel, which includes the book cover that we suggest. We write the first chapter, we do an audiobook that we click a button and it does the audiobook for them, and obviously the book funnel. This is before they pay. Now, we're not going to do this for anyone. It's obviously someone that we feel is actually serious and qualified and has the financial resources to do this. This is kind of crazy. If you come on this call, we'll do your first chapter, book cover, audiobook, and your book funnel. And then they're like, oh, wow, yeah, this is amazing. I want it. So it's de-risking it. We're not like, oh yeah, trust us, we're good at books. It's like, look at this thing that we already did for you before you even paid us. I have a company that we help companies raise money, and we'll do like their investor website and pitch deck for them before they pay. We'll show them, hey, here's an investor website, here's a pitch deck that we recommend. These other companies charge $5,000 for a pitch deck. We just did it for you already before you even pay. Why do we do that? We do it because then we're not going to argue about whether or not we're good or not. We're not going to argue about whether or not they should trust us. We're not going to argue with them like, well, what does it look like? It's like we're super good at this. We're so much better than everyone else. Honestly, guys, if you do this magic trick, here's how the sale ends up becoming, okay? Whatever you sell. If you include a magic trick, the conversation always ends up becoming, do you guys remember the 6 objections? What are the 6 objections why people don't buy? You guys remember? So the one is trust salesperson. The other one is trust company. One is trust product or service, okay? So we nailed these with the magic trick. These are dead. Okay. These don't even count. If we do a magic trick, it doesn't even matter. We just killed it. Doesn't even matter. Does that make sense? Because that doesn't matter, it ends up being price, which is always ROI. Price is not actual price. If this is my dream, and I've been thinking about this for a long time, and I want to make this happen, and this is going to be a pivot in my life, then the price can be, essentially whatever, because the price is relative to the value. Does that make sense? And there's also price, it's like relative to time and relationship. There's a lot of different things, but like price at the end of the day is do they literally have the money? Like sometimes they literally don't have the money, and then that's why you have downsells and that kind of thing. And then the other one, price is effort. So like, am I going to do it or are you going to do it? If you're going to do it, right, then that decreases the effort for them. Whereas if it's like a coaching program, they may have to do it, but then you might have to lower the price. Does that make sense? It's like kind of a push and pull. Yeah, Joanna, you got it right. So the price and the effort, that just has to do with basically, your service plus if they can afford it. So assuming that's not on the table and assuming that we don't have the trust of the people on the table, the only thing left is trust themselves, which is actually a really cool conversation to have. If you do a magic trick, then you end up just having this conversation. Do they trust themselves? And another way to think about it is, are you serious? That's really what it is. Because people that are serious are serious. Like it's like, oh yeah, it's not gonna be that smooth. It's gonna be difficult. The number of times that me and Alex fail at things is like 10 times a day. The point is, what do you do when it's not perfect the first time, which is everything that any business owner will ever do? It's how fast can you pivot, right? If people have this vision of like, oh, everything's gonna go perfectly, or like, I don't trust myself, or is there a guarantee? That's really a conversation you want to have which is like, well, listen, because then it's not about you. It's not about your competence. It's not about your team's ability to help them no matter what. It's not, oh, do you trust them? Because if you do the magic trick and you're good, if you're right by them, and if something goes wrong, you're able to pivot with them, then they're going to trust you. The issue then is, are you really serious about this? Oh, you say you need a new website? Okay, well, let's do it. It's $5,000 or whatever you're going to charge. You want to do this app? Okay, well, let's do it. That fear that people are going to have is going to bubble up really about themselves, not about you. If you do a magic trick, then the fear is going to be about, well, are they the right choice? We're obviously good because the magic trick proves that you're good. So it destroys the trust objection. It destroys the ROI objection. It destroys the effort objection. And so what you're left with is, well, this isn't really about us. Are you serious about your business? Are you serious about solving this problem with your family? Are you serious about whatever? Because most people are not serious. They're just not serious. Because this is not a serious way of thinking about the world. I want it to be like super high value. I don't really want to pay anything. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to put any effort in. I expect it to go right all the time. If anything changes, I don't like it. Like, this is not a serious entrepreneur brain. This is like a consumer brain. But most people that buy things are consumers. So this is what you're dealing with. When you're in the service business, a magic trick can decompress this so you can have a more emotional conversation with them and be like, listen, at the end of the day, this is just like you making a decision about your life and whether or not you're going to do this, which is a much more interesting sale. Does that make sense? The magic trick is super important and it's only been possible like in the last 6 months. So you got to translate whatever your business is into this magic trick. You got to find a magic trick that makes it obvious that you're good and competent at what you do, that people obviously trust you. It's obviously worth the price. And then you can ask them, okay, well, listen, like, if, at this price and at this effort, and I've already shown you that I'm good at it. At this point, if you're not doing it with me, you're just not doing it. Like basically, when I get on a sales call with someone, if people are joining our inner circle or more of a higher ticket product, at the end of the day, if someone doesn't join with what I'm doing, it's not because they chose someone else, it's because they're just not doing it. Like with my capital raising company, this happens all the time. People start asking about how many calls. You're getting 0 calls right now. You don't have a pitch deck, you don't have a website, you're getting 0 calls. If you don't work with us, you're just not doing it. If you don't pay us and we don't do it for you, you're just not going to do it. So that's the decision you want your client to make. It's not, are they going to do it with you? Because what's the price and what's included and all that kind of stuff. If you're having those conversations, you've kind of lost the sale already. Whereas if you're having a conversation where it's like, well, we're obviously the right answer. The issue is, are you going to do this or not in your life? This is a life decision for you. The execution of this is make a magic trick, but the reason why and the psychology behind it is actually very deep.